Where can these assistants get started? What kind of advice do we have for them? Like, where do you start looking for a new practice?
I would say, get on your local, we use Dental Postnet. They're a great resume. They have a ton of skills on there and stuff like that. Or,
Sure.
or your local Craigslist. Or just word of mouth. Reach out to your friends that are dental assistants and say, hey, I'm looking to change offices. If you get offices that are hiring, let me know. But get yourself a resume together and showcase your skills, and that showcases you. Don't cut and paste from someone else. But just get out there and put yourself out there, and just kind of look at things that you want in a career, in a dental, like you said, forever home, forever practice, or whatever. What do you call the hours or the pay or the procedures? I'm not going to take a job that I work Monday through Friday and it's an endo office, because I'm not a big fan of endo and I don't want to work Fridays. So I wouldn't take the job. Even if they paid me $30 an hour, I'm not going there. I'm not working Friday. So you have to really find what's going to, because this job is so flexible. This career is so flexible, and there's so many practices. And, maybe you could get a group with 4 of your friends that say, oh, I only want to work 2 days. I only want to work 2 days, and find a practice. Say, hey, she's going to work 2. I'm going to work 2. And he's going to work 2. Yeah. But possibilities are endless.
Exactly. And what about those assistants that work at multiple practices? I had an assistant that worked with me in the past, and she's worked, for 2 days for one office, and then 3 days she was with us. I think that's an excellent idea too. And I feel like whoever's getting started out within the dental assisting field, it gets them to kind of like understand what they like better. So if they're working for an endo office and the other one's pediatric or multi-specialty or oral surgery, I think it's a great way to get started. So if we have younger dental assistants watching our webinar right now, I think that's a great thing too. So maybe just starting part-time here, part-time there, it'll get you more of like a feel what works better for you. John, do you have anything to add on to here as far as looking for a new job as a dental assistant post-COVID-19?
Well, Jules talking about the local groups, local Facebook groups. We have one here in Pittsburgh, and it's a great resource because everybody's in there, dentist, hygienist, but I feel like I can gloat a little bit because I've said that dental assistants are going to have their pick of the litter. And in the matter of the last 2-3 days, that's exactly what I'm seeing. Assistants are not going back to their previous office. Now, that's where I think you got to be cautious because they're not going back for a reason. So that's why a lot of these jobs are opening up. So you have to be thorough with your questioning. Don't be shy because you're trying to pick a new office. If you're trying to leave your office for one reason, chances are that maybe this position's opening up for the same reasons. So don't think it's one of these grass is always greener situations, but some assistants, they feel disrespected, and it might not necessarily be disrespect. It's just their version of the disrespect because, we read it all the time. Like assistants are collecting unemployment and the dentists want to get back to work. Right. I feel like, Ronda, Jules, and I, this is something we talk about and something we try and guide assistants on. You're making more money on employment. So your dentist wants you to come back to work. Well, if your only reason for you don't want to come back to work is you're making more money on unemployment, that's not the best of reasons. If you have childcare issues, if your dentist isn't providing proper PPE, those are legitimate reasons. But if your dentist is going out of their way to, purchase that equipment, and you have childcare resolved, it's time to get back to work. You can't hold it. Everybody's complaining about hygienists holding an office hostage. The assistants can't be the same way. I'm not one of these people that was laid off and collecting unemployment. My pay has stayed the same the whole time. And, I'm not like resentful against an assistant that was able to make a little more money this extra time. But whenever I see, and unfortunately these posts, if you're messaging your dentist and you're kind of coming off as that, these dentists are sharing those in other groups, about, oh, look at my assistant now, being a pain. And that's what's going on. So you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's a great time to be an assistant because you are going to have a lot of options. You just have to be thorough, do your research, and pick an office that sounds right for you, and hopefully it works out.